You weren't on WrestleMania 3, were you? You weren't on the card.
I was not on WrestleMania 3, but I had two very important things to do in WrestleMania 3. Would you like to hear the second one first or the first one second?
The first one second.
Okay, I did this poem to help promote the show. In this world of wrestling giants, one man puts them all to shame, and he's every bit as rugged as the Alps from where he came. The French-born Andre Roussimov's no stranger to our shore, but we call him Andre the Giant, and he's every inch and more. And millions stand in line to see God's mightiest creation, who's been called the greatest athlete of any generation. But he's never had a title shot, and we know very well Hulk Hogan's got a broken heart, and Andre's mad as hell. What will be the Hulk's reply? We'll have to wait and see. Till then, we're counting down the days till WrestleMania 3. So I wrote that poem to help promote, and that was my job as the poet laureate of the World Wrestling Federation. And then they used me in NBC to get blood in the Battle Royal. Did you ever know about this?
No.
Okay, if you go on my website, geniuslannypoffo.com, and then go into videos, you'll see a Battle Royal, and Andre headbutts me, throws me over the top rope, and I'm bleeding like all that blood. And then, which is something I did for Andre the Giant to help make him a more vicious heel, because he was a babyface for all those years. And now they just turned him heel by putting him with Bobby Heenan. But they wanted to show I was the sacrificial lamb with the blood. So what did I get for it? Nothing. Not for the poem, not for the blood. And when I got, they were big on, please do this, please do that. Everybody said, please, 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 please. And even Dick Ebersol says, bleed well for us, Lanny. We've never had blood on NBC. And I said, don't worry, I'm the man. And then I go to the back and I'm trying to stop the bleeding because I went too hard and I couldn't stop the bleeding. But the only people that were my friends were Rene Goulet, Rick Martel, Macho Man Randy Savage, and myself trying to stop the bleeding. They were just walking all over me, back and forth. Nobody cared about me. Nobody gave a damn about me. And then when they made the card for WrestleMania 3, yours truly wasn't on the card. And I never got like a bonus check for getting all that blood. Nothing, and no fucking thank you. So now, as I retire in Ecuador and I've got all this free time, the best food, everything, the beach and everything, I think it wasn't worth it. Of course it was. But it makes me think of all the times I met a girl, had my way with her and didn't call her. Now I know how that feels.
Everyone has an Andre. Well, that is an Andre the Giant story, but a personal Andre the Giant story, everybody has at least one. When did you first meet him, I suppose? Was it in the WWF? Because obviously he wouldn't have come to ICW.
Well, I actually wrestled him in 1975 when I was wrestling for the Sheik. And it was Andre the Giant and Bobo Brazil against Angelo and Lanny Poffo. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. That was me. And Andre was very, very nice. And then I ran into him again in Amarillo when I was working for the Funks. Boy, did I love doing that. I love Dorian and Terry Funk and Herman Guest, who's passed away. And I can tell you the best story I have for Andre is, Lanny, come to my room. And he says, he gives me the menu of the room service. Anything you want. He said, what kind of wine do you like? I said, well, I always have red wine because it cleans the platelets in your arteries. And I can tell myself that when at least I'm cleaning the platelets when I'm having too much, probably hurting my kidney and liver, but it's one off, one for the other. And then he gets a videotape and he puts in The Princess Bride. and he said, Lanny, what did you think of my performance? I said, Andre, it sucked. You were horrible. You suck. Now, do you think I said that? Of course I didn't. Andre, it was fantastic. You were great. And then I must have been in his room 6 or 7 times. I can't remember. And I couldn't say no to him. He would always feed me again, and then I would drink the wine, and he would play the movie again and ask me what I thought. And I was getting kind of bored with it, but I couldn't say no to Andre. Could you? I didn't have the balls to say no to Andre, so instead I hid from him. And he finally said, Lanny, where have you been? I've been looking for you. Oh my God, I got to go back and watch the movie again. And but I'll tell you what, I mean, he paid for everything, but there's always a price for free lunch, free dinners.
I was watching the film every single time.
Well, it was a hell of a movie. I mean, but I would have enjoyed it more if I was in it.
You could have been, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yes, there you go.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Enough is enough!
Rudy Poo Kenya!
I had him writhing in pain from my sharpshooter.
Rocky!
I am not a nugget!
Stick him straight up your candy ass!
I kicked your leg out of your leg.
The Rock has come back!